Welcome into the DGD Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Robert Reynolds. Keon to my right. Keon, how are you doing, sir? How are we doing tonight?
Well, we're doing great. Snoop just returned home. It's a good day.
Oh, all dogs come home at some point, right?
Hmm.
Speaking of dogs, listen, check out Bark Performance. Before we even get started, go check out our guys at Bark Performance, right? We've partnered up with them. They provide all the hydration you need, but they've got three flavors: peach, berry, and lemon lime. And I tell you right now, I ain't never felt as hydrated than all the Gatorade, all the power. It don't matter. This stuff's legit, and they've also got clear whey, and they got multivitamins. Um, I'm excited. I want to try some of that stuff out. I haven't got to it yet. I know I've tested the hydration packs. They're legit and they taste great. Do us a favor. Hey, dgdpod.com/bark. Get you 10% off your first order. Go give them a check. Hey, they support the dogs, right? Every sale that they make, everything that they sell, a piece of that goes back to the NIL. It goes back to the student athletes. So support them and they support us too. So shout out to Bark Performance. Hey, let's get started, Keon. It's 3 games in. Georgia's in their bye week. We put the nail in the coffin for Tennessee game, and so now we look we kind of look at the season so far. We're a quarter of the way through, and so we're going to talk offense tonight. And I want to get started with this, Keon. So far, what has been the thing that stood out to you the most about this offense through 3 games?
Uh, well, one, resilient. And honestly, these guys didn't quit.
I think for me, Keon, I think it's I think it's the fact that we can run the football. And there were several things running through my head just now, but we've been able to run the football effectively and consistently at this point, and that just excites the hell out of me. It really does. Considering what we've seen last season, the fact that we could not run the ball, we didn't have healthy running back room. Quarterback wasn't really as mobile. So now all those things change, and you just run for over 200 yards against Tennessee in that matchup on the road. No false starts, right? Things like that would stop the run game, right? It would force you into passing situations and unfavorable situations at that. And we're breaking tackles, right? We're not getting tackled at on the first contact, right? We're breaking through arm tackles. We get hit, we're falling forward, we're gaining extra yards right after the contact. All those things are recipes for a title contending run right there. In all honesty, um, pad that with the if you pair that with the offense and the passing game and everything and get that clicking, you have the recipe to be a title contender. And I think Georgia, with the win against Tennessee, firmly solidified, in my opinion, their chance to make it to the playoffs this year. I really do,
Yeah.
unless something drastically happens. And something that would be the thing. If something drastic happened, I think that would derail any kind of chance. But I still even think then, I still think you've got a good as chance to make the playoffs at the least.
Yeah. I mean, I just look at it and I say, they're in a good spot. You just got to understand that. You got to understand that, people kind of go back to that 22 team. I hate to say it, but I'll say it. I think Joey Aguilar is a better quarterback than Hendon Hooker. I think they have a better wide
I agree
receiving
on
core
that.
than what they do now. I think that running back room looks better today than what it did then. I mean, overall, I think it's overall a better team today than what it was in 22. So, for all of those people and all of those different fan bases that's looking at Tennessee and laughing like, aha, you lost a game in overtime, that are on their schedule, keep in mind you still got to play them. And as the season goes along, they're going to do nothing but get better.
I completely agree on that. I think another thing too, right? This offense, we've had some inconsistencies, right? But
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. And the reason why I say that is this. I think people got too, how can I, what's the word for it? I think they got too concerned about the performance against Austin P, right? And what I mean by that specifically, and I'm kind of moving away from the running game here and more so talking about Gunnar Stockton, was the inability to pass the ball vertically, right? I think people very much so looked into that too much, or maybe not enough for that matter. Because if you go back and you look at the tape, and if shout out to Brooks also for doing his film studies here. If you watch that Austin P tape, you'll realize they were doing a three-man bail. And that right by itself schematically takes away a realistic shot at vertical shots downfield. So
Absolutely.
by schematic design, right, in the Austin P game, by design schematically, you're what you're supposed to be hitting are those underneath routes. That's why Cash Jones had so much. That's why the screens worked. That's why you had the slant route to Zachariah Branch, right? There wasn't a lot, and it was by design schematically. And I think people carried too much concern into this Tennessee game. When the schematics changed, we were able to hit those. We were able to hit those shots and connect on one-on-one. So I think people got carried away too much with the Austin P, if you will. And I hope this kind of lessens the worry for those folks, if you will, because after I looked at it and I saw that, it was obvious to me that, like, all right, he's reading it and he's winning. He's playing winning football.
Right.
You don't want your young quarterback to make dumb decisions, even at home against an inferior opponent. I don't want to see him make dumb decisions. But I don't want to see him make dumb decisions simply due to the fact that it can happen again in bigger games where there's more impact there.
Right.
So him making those decisions, I want him to be consistent, especially he's 4 starts in.
Right.
He's 4 starts in. So make smart decisions. You build your confidence that way. But even then, again, Tennessee, Keon, first play, 60-yard shot, I think it was to Colby. That's a confidence booster right there to stretch the field vertically.
Easily. And I think that's something that, we need to keep in mind is that was just a 4 start. Yet again, you're talking about a guy going on the road in Neyland, over 102, about what, 101, 102,000
Probably
people
about
sold
100,
out.
203 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, sold out. 147 decibels confirmed. Like, you're talking about pure chaos in a road environment, and you're looking at an offensive line, which no false start penalties. I keep stressing that. I mean, you're looking at Georgia become a more disciplined team, especially offensively, than what you saw before in the years previous. You're also thinking about the fact that the quarterback, like I said, this is his 4th start ever. And he goes down there and executes. Not only does he execute, but you're looking at him play complimentary football, and he's taking deep shots. First play, 55 yards, 50 yards, bomb. Doesn't matter.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just stuff that you got to be mindful of and keep in mind. Like, there's not a lot of quarterbacks in the conference that are doing this. There's not many quarterbacks in the conference that could have did what Gunnar Stockton did. And that is just the hard truth of it. Because, like I keep saying, and me and you have talked offline, and you've heard me say, there's multiple quarterbacks who people were hyping up all off season. If I was to ask you, who do you think the top 5 quarterbacks are going to be in the conference going into week 4? And if I was to ask you right now, who are your top 5 quarterbacks in the SEC going into week 4? those two lists wouldn't be the same. And that right there is just showing you that you got to get out here and earn it. It's not
Yeah,
about the
that was
hype.
a wild surprise, by the way, because I know even us, we hyped up some of these quarterbacks as well.
Right.
I mean, we had hesitancies, but we still hyped some of them up. Like Nussmeier, I thought was going to be one of the best in the conference, and then
Yeah.
things are shaky right now. We had doubts when Aguilar got to Tennessee. The fact that he had got there so late, right now it looks like he's one of the best in the best in the conference too. I'm gonna throw another one out here. Another one that we're probably not even talking much about. Keon, Bo Pribula at Missouri comes in for an injured starting quarterback, right? He's a backup, and he's playing lights out. And you've still got Diego Pavia. Ty Simpson has seemed to be doing well outside of the Florida State game, I think, but. There's still time to be told on that, but still, I think you're right there. The five, if we were to do it now, the five changed emphatically.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. I think moving forward. What are you gonna say?
I was just thinking, to your point about the top five, I think it would be hard pressed for anybody to find me somebody that doesn't have Gunnar Stockton in your top five at this point in time, and I want to hear a conversation as to why that person thinks that he's not a top five in the conference.
I mean,
I just want to hear it, right? I just want to hear the logic behind of it,
especially if we're going off of like what we did, right? Like right here, right now, I don't think anybody in the conference has a more impressive win right now than what Gunnar Stockton has. Right here, right now.
No, this Georgia squad just for sure.
I mean,
you could argue this was the game of the year.
I mean,
so far.
I mean, actually, I think ABC, right, was who had the game televised, right? I mean, you're talking about fourth all time in the last decade.
Mm-hmm. You talking about the peak viewership?
Yeah, 15.9
million. Yeah.
Million.
I know it sounds crazy, Keon, but those numbers start to like slowly creep up into the NFL tier in a sense of like there's probably lower tier NFL, but at the same time you might find that within the NFL numbers. To put it into perspective.
Yeah.
So, and that's just a week 3 game in the SEC, right?
Right.
But I want to kind of get back on this too with this Georgia offense, Keon. There's been a lot of good in this offense. We talked about Gunnar Stockton. We've talked about the run game, but I think it's time to talk about this receiving core. One thing that I'm ecstatic for throughout 3 games, and keep in mind, I say that's the key words right there, throughout 3 games, the receiver's ability to catch and secure the football has been light years different to this point. And it's opened up a lot of good things for this offense too. I think it's something that we both agree with. And a lot of the time, I think people still look back to last season and just what could have been. And I don't necessarily want to kind of go back to that, but the change in ball security for catching the football it's been night and day. And I'm curious, Keon, what do you think changed? What caused the change from last year to this year?
For what?
I just want to hear your theory behind of it. Just what changed to make us catch the ball better?
Oh, we got wide receivers that can catch. I think that's one part of it. I think another part, I think Gunnar Stockton might throw a more catchable ball.
Even if he throws the piss out of it, what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I love Carson, but his release is more of a baseball release than anything.
Kind of has it. You talk about different arm angles. What you're referring to, but kind of. Yeah. I think people need to understand that While being able as a quarterback, being able to adjust your arm angle is huge, especially for the next level in the NFL. I do think that as a receiver, it does change. I think it changes a lot of things mechanically for receivers catching the football. I'm not excusing it. I still think you need to catch the ball. You're at Georgia. You should be catching the football. I think we got complacent, and I think this year, I think we're seeing immediately, right? People are catching the football. I think there was an emphasis on catching the football this season. It's shown, and even the plays that people get upset about the most, Keon, the Bobo haters, man. But they haven't had a reason to be bitching about these screenplays, have they? I mean, you've had you've had the Tennessee game and the Austin P game. You've had a screen go for a touchdown. If I'm not mistaken, we might have had one from all three.
Yeah,
I know two for sure, as I recollect this in real time. Tennessee, we take a screen, and I think Austin P we hit the screen. If I'm not mistaken. So the screen game, folks, it works. It works. You just got to have people catching the football and perimeter blocking. Keon, the perimeter blocking's been way better so far through 3 games. It wasn't like the opponents were different. We played Tennessee, and the perimeter blocking was still just as good.
Yeah,
still just as good.
Yeah, man. I think it really comes down to. I just think we have a better wide receiving room all the way around. And then here's another thing for me that really sticks out, like really, really sticks out, is you haven't had a Colby Young game. You haven't had a Noah Thomas game. You haven't even had a Dylan Bell or a Sokovie White. Like you haven't the only wide receiver you've truly seen be showcased as far as what they can do so far has been Zachariah Branch. And I think and I wonder if coming into this game against Alabama in 2 weeks, what will be the focal point?
Yeah.
Because you could say Zachariah Branch, but it could end up being a Colby Young or a Noah Thomas type game.
And that's something too. I think for me, and I want to save it for a little bit later because I do want to talk about some concerns, things like that. But when I look at this receiving core, right, I think some of the what's the best way to say it? Some of the opportunities, right, have been taken away, right, simply due to the fact that we have a competent run game. Whereas last year we were throwing the ball all over just every time it felt like we were throwing the ball because we had to. So you take those targets away by default with the run game. It's a good problem to have. It really is because you know how this goes. You have to have a run game to be successful in the SEC and to win a title. We've seen that, right? We've experienced this, Keon, twice in the recent memory. But it also helps having good receivers, right? You look back to the 2 titles, right? You had Brock Bowers, you had Ladd McConkey. Now you've got Zachariah Branch. Now you've got Colby Young that's been making some good plays and showing effort after receptions. I'm still waiting on Noah Thomas, which I want to talk about later. Dylan Bell even had a good game against Tennessee. People love him or hate him. He was consistent, was blocking his ass off out in the perimeter. Sprung the Zach Branch screen touchdown. Then you've got the tight ends, Keon. Lawson Lucky and Oscar Delp haven't been as much of a threat in the passing game as we would have expected. But the perimeter blocking has been out fucking standing. So what they're doing in the receiving game, they're making up for it. I would say at least twofold in the pass blocking and blocking in general. It's been light years different. I think Delp really pushed for getting himself better at blocking, and it's showing. And Lawson Lucky's doing the same thing. I like Lawson and how they've been able to block. It's a shame that we lost Ethan Barbour so early. I think there was a reason why he was tight end 3, but I still think you're giving opportunities for Jaden Riddell and Elias Williams. I want to see Elias Williams a little bit more
Absolutely.
in the tight ends. And I think as we move forward in the season, you may have to rely on those guys too. I mean, I love Elias Williams and the size, mismatch that he brings, So I'm just looking at it too in a sense of, I'm loving what the receiving corps are doing, and I'm assuming you feel the same.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Are there any other things that we need to talk about that you've noticed that were pleasant surprises, or things that you feel confident about now that through the first quarter of the season?
Drew Bobo.
Yes, sir.
Bobo. I'm loving
Yes, sir.
that the fact that the snaps are to, truthfully, I like the fact that his snaps are to the mid-range of the abdomen. Not necessarily down to the belly button, but not at the throat. Like he's right there at the top of the abdomen, base of the chest.
Your hands are down where you grab it from as a QB, catching it from the pistol or catching it from the gun. It's the easy spot. You just put your hands up and it goes right to your ribs, not to your ribs, but right to your stomach. So, yeah, I think that's something too that goes I think it goes overlooked until it becomes a problem. It's like kicking game,
Absolutely.
Like people don't look at snaps until they become a problem. Ask Alabama a year or two ago.
Right.
Seth McLaughlin going to Ohio State,
And that kind of stuff
it'll kill you in some crucial situations.
Man.
It'll kill you. But no, I think Drew Bobo has been a pleasant surprise too. I knew we felt confident in him going into the season. I think it's just reassurance at this point. Keon, I'm going to bring this name up. I'm going to bring up one first before I bring up said name. But Monroe Freeling has been playing elite football through 3 games.
Absolutely. He's playing like he want to get drafted this year.
Consistent high-level football out there at left tackle. There's been situations where he's had plays where he's gotten beat on it a couple, but for the most part, it's been fairly consistent that he's been playing a high level of football. So that's a pleasant surprise considering the fact, we needed that from him. He took that step and grew in the offseason. And then right now through 3 games, it's showing. And look, Tennessee by far defensively, best team we've played so far through our 3 games. I thought he held his own fairly well. Now, he did get beat on the strip sack fumble from 19, but outside of that, I felt like it's been fairly consistent with high-level play for him. Keon,
absolutely,
it's my time to throw out this name, and I know I'm gonna let you just go with it. Juan Gaston, go.
Boy, throw your ass up out the section. Get the fuck up out of here is what he doing. He grabbing you and moving you. Whether you want to go to the sideline or if he need to walk with you to your coach, he getting you up out of there fast.
Violent.
Gotta love it.
Very violent, man. I was so glad to see him come back for Tennessee. I know he went out early in the Marshall game. He was making an impact, immediate impact, by the way, as a true freshman. And so when you see that and then he goes down, he gets rolled up, getting him back for Tennessee, I felt like it made a good presence there. And I think honestly, the bye week comes at a perfect time for this offensive line.
Oh my God.
Because this kind of transitions Keon into some things that we're concerned about. And I think it's obvious on the offensive side of the ball. And it might be one of the only concerns from a personnel perspective. Solidifying a right tackle, finding it and solidifying it. Listen, Tennessee was not a good game for the right tackle position. It really wasn't.
Both Hughley, come on down.
I mean, maybe so. I'm sitting there looking at it though, man. Tennessee, you struggle at right tackle, and it was obvious. They were killing you on right side of the line. Ernest Green, I don't think he's healthy. He just
I don't think
he
I don't
didn't
think
he
so either.
looked like he looked like he was lacking power. He got throughout the club,
Mhm.
and that just doesn't seem like a normal Ernest Green style. And so part of me thinks that he's playing through something. And I think it's obvious, back issues maybe. So I'm looking at it in a sense of you just let him recover and get better, because those back issues, man, those are nagging and they're not fun. They're not fun at all. Um, and I'm not going to bash the kid anyway, but you ain't going to find me bash the kid. Okay. But I'm just saying there was no reason, in my opinion, that we moved Michael Unai out to right tackle. He is built to be a guard.
Mhm.
He's built to be a guard.
That
I
being
think you
said,
almost you
I think Ernest Green plays guard at the next level for sure.
I well Ernest, I could see that, and we've made that call on this show before.
Yeah, like
I
he's not
think
a
that would go
tackle.
well. I mean, the thing is, Juan Gaston is athletic enough to play either right tackle or right guard. But I sat there and I don't know if you saw this, but after the Tennessee match, it got done and everything after the game. Bo Hughley was emotional after that game, and just kind of taking that in. And I look at it in the sense of he finally got the opportunity, and it paid. That opportunity, him capitalizing, paid off. You know,
Right.
um, at this point, trying to find that right tackle spot. Do you think that his performance to kind of save the right tackle spot for what it's worth, putting him in when he got put in, do you think that that performance earned him the right tackle spot? Or do you think I guess, what do you think if it wasn't enough to earn the spot?
So I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? If let's say I got a shirt, right? That I'm telling you while somebody's throwing knives at you, hey, this could stop anything. It's a whole different conversation if I put that shirt in front of you while somebody's throwing knives at you, right? When things get real and you show up, hey, you're setting yourself up for people to look at you and say, hey, look, you're reliable. I can count on you. I personally believe he earned the spot. That's what I personally believe. I believe you're gonna
I,
have Bo Hughley at right tackle, Juan Gaston at right guard, Big Bobo, right? Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's his
no,
nickname. Drew Bobo is Big Bobo.
there ain't really a note. There's really not enough reason for me to make any change at all or think about changing that left side and center position. Um,
Right.
now that I want to sit there and bring this name up because I know it's about to get brung up in a second, but Donnie Glover, playing been surprisingly well, like very good, pleasant surprise there. I'm sitting here contemplating, if for some reason you have to prepare for this, I'm not wishing anything. So please do not take this in any negative connotation. In the instance of a Drew Bobo injury, who's going to be the center? I feel like there's a
Cortez
substantial
Smith.
lack of depth there. Do you think it's going to be him, or could you see a Donnie
Yeah.
Glover?
Uh
Because
I
I think
think
you do look at Cortez. I think you look at Malachi Tolliver, right? But with how Donnie Glover's been, is there an opportunity for him to try to do the center? I'm not saying he does, but I'm just asking the question. Do you think there's a legitimate chance of maybe thinking about putting him at centers to back up Bobo if he gets hurt?
I
Or do
mean
you keep a guy like, Cortez and Tolliver behind him? Do you trust those
I
guys?
think
What would
I,
your
I'm
suggestion be?
I mean if something happens to Bobo, I'm bringing in Cortez.
That's fair.
You ever you ever seen a pair of Cortez shoes?
I have
The
not.
Nike Cortezes?
Mm-mm.
Durable. So is Cortez Smith.
Gotcha. Now, I just get that question. I wonder because I felt like it's hard for me to argue that Donnie Glover's not one of the top 6, top 7 offensive linemen that we have across the board right now, with how much Kirby and that offensive staff have trusted him to be out there in meaningful reps. So it always makes me wonder the kind of rotation that we don't get to see this during the spring and the summer, but what are some things they've been working on? It makes me question that. They've had to experiment with centers, backup centers, and who's going to be the backup center. But I think I agree with you, though, kind of talking this up. Even though I think Donnie Glover is one of the better offensive linemen, period, the center position is too crucial to not have some experience. And I think Cortez can do that and bring it. He played pure center. I think you need to trust him in the instance that Drew Bobo were to go down.
Right.
Fortunately, we haven't had to see that, right? We've been a fairly healthy team. Outside of the offensive line banged up a little bit. The thing about that is, though, we're deep as shit at offensive line. So we haven't really been as bothered by injuries. I agree. And I thank you. I thank you for that. Thank you for that. But yeah, through 3 games, I'm also happy that we've been fairly healthy, and it feels good to see the health. I want to get Roderick Robinson back in, get him fully ready to go, and add another running back.
Bro, because here's the other thing, right? Here's the real crazy part. Bo Walker ain't touched the field yet.
Yeah, and that was a talk of the offseason.
Right. So you're looking at just what we have ready to go. If we had to go play somebody, we're 4 deep right now at running back, with one being in
agree.
With one in loom, with Bo Walker. You get Roderick back into the fold, we're gonna keep all the running backs' legs fresh, and we're gonna rotate all of them. Yeah, I mean, because actually, wait a second, we might already be. Yeah, we're already 5 deep. Right now, we're 5 deep.
Yeah.
Right now. Because you got Nate Frazier.
That Tennessee drive, yeah. Go ahead and break it down.
No. Yeah, so we got Nate Frazier. This isn't in any necessary order, because, to be all the way honest, I don't really know what the order is. So we got Nate Frazier, Dwight Phillips, I'll count him, Chauncey Bowens, Cash Jones. Then you got Bo Walker. Yeah. You get Roderick back into the fold, you running 6 deep. And at that point, hey.
I just don't know how you fit, or how, I wouldn't even say how you fit. How do you distribute that rep share and keep everybody happy? I don't think you can.
Let me ask you this.
Because you still got receivers to feed. You still got receivers to feed out there.
How many reps would you say that the running backs get a game on average?
On average, you're probably looking at, well, it's going to vary, right? Depending on usage. But I mean, like I would say your Nate Frazier, your Chauncey Bowens, probably you're looking at maybe about anywhere between 8 to 10 totes so far. I'd say like Dwight Phillips has had a good chunk of touches, probably 4 or 5. McCray's had a couple, right? I think Cash Jones has had a couple, but he's been in for pass pro. So, it kind of equals out to your touches, right? So it's kind of subjective. And I think, honestly, you look at a situation, it could be a game by game, just, breakdown, because certain game plans and certain teams might bode well for a better or a different style of back, right? Like what we saw with Dwight Phillips, if his speed, say we play Mississippi State and they have, right, and say, hypothetically speaking, our speed could gash them, right?
Yeah.
But then say you've got a situation where you play another team like a Kentucky and you got to play physical football. Well, maybe a McCray is better suited for that game. So maybe he gets more touches based off of the style, Having that diversity is going to be insanely crucial for this team, because it provides you with mismatches and styles, right? Styles win fights. So having the diversity, right, the speed, the balance, the vision with Chauncey Bowens, the power with McCray, right, and then you bring in Gunner as a runner too. You like your rhyme there. And it creates so many ripples in this offense, makes it so much more unpredictable, which leads to more efficiency and explosiveness when you capitalize on it.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it.
So yeah, it's just one of those things to me that, the run game, it's going to be hard to balance, especially if Roderick gets in, or, if you see Bo Walker get some run. I don't know how I don't know how you balance it out, especially with the fact that our passing game is formidable too. I feel balanced, Keon, on offense, really balanced, because I feel like we can do a lot. We've seen Gunner throw some I would say signature pass, right, the 4th and 6. We've seen him stand in the pocket and take shots while delivering strikes. Those things right there, paired with the running game, you have the potential to have a top scoring offense. I mean, listen, you're not going to sit here and tell me, no one is going to sit here and tell me or try to get me to take anything away from scoring 44 points at Neyland Stadium on the road. You know how hard that is to do? I don't know how many people done that, Keon, in years at Tennessee, especially under Heupel. That don't happen much. And Georgia just goes up there and scores 44 on the road. This offense has a ton of potential to be explosive and be another top scoring offense. I think people look at our offense, and just because it isn't flashy, guys, it's effective as shit, though. It's effective as shit. Dog man, what is going on? Saying, what's up, DGD? What is going on? Keon, it's time to kind of do some superlatives here, man, through the first quarter season. Make it easy for you, right? If we pick the same people, we pick the same people.
Right.
I don't have to sit there and try to think about this, even though, hey, listen, if there could be some situations where we have a ton of them. All right. Let's do this. We'll start off easy. Who's your breakout player for offense through 3 games?
Zachariah Branch.
Okay. You want to explain for a second, or you explain why you picked him?
Explosives. I mean, every time he touches the ball, it's an explosive. You want to talk about being a guy that could be a game wrecker, game changer? That is Zachariah Branch. Really happy to have him. Yeah, bro, he really come from a family of speed for real, because he had an uncle who played.
He had the lineage.
And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, nah, bro. Like, for
played
real.
for the Raiders, didn't he?
Sure did. Hall of Famer.
I think it was.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
So, Keon, you chose Zachariah Branch, right?
Yep.
My breakout player. It's hard for me not to say this, but there's a couple of names that I have in my head, but I'm gonna go with this one because it's just something that we've needed and it's something that we've missed. But I'm gonna list this name that I don't say first. I'm gonna have to bring it up. But for me, I'm going Dwight Phillips.
Yes.
To me, he brings out of the backfield the speed that we've missed for years. Period.
Whoa.
Don't drop the phone. No, but anyways. He brings that speed, Keon, that we have missed, and we're actually utilizing it so far. And I can't be more happy that he's, kind of had a breakout style performance. Just seeing it, like, we knew he was fast, but if you look back at, last year, 1, he wasn't used much, and 2, he's been able to change his running style. He's still got the speed, but now he's breaking tackles and he's breaking arm tackles. And that, to me, just makes him more dangerous. And you saw it. You saw what he did against Tennessee, and you saw what he did. I'm going with Dwight Phillips. And I think there's another name that I want to bring up, because there's a couple that you can name here, right? But I'd say honorable mention, at least for me, Donnie Glover, because he got put in early. He got put in early and played some good football as a true freshman too. Do you have an honorable mention for yourself?
Gunnar Stockton.
I'll take that.
Gunnar Stockton. I mean,
I'll take
I'm
that.
really proud. I'm really proud in what he's been able to do. Honestly, staying level headed throughout it all. I mean, because truthfully, he's a gamer, and he showcased that multiple times since he started. And I date that all the way back to the Sugar Bowl with Notre Dame. Even though we lost, he was a gamer, and
he was dealing it. He was dealing it,
and that doesn't go unnoticed with me. So major shout outs to him. Shout outs go Gunnar Stockton.
For sure. Let's do this. So obviously, quarterback is. I feel like you've got that right there. Let's do running back of who you gonna give the running back performance, the best running back for throughout 3 games. Who's your best running back?
I'm gonna go Nate Frazier. I think for me, just watching him grow as a runner. You did have him lose a fumble. I believe it was against Austin Peay. But after that, you watched how he continued the game, and you notice he didn't put the ball on the ground now one time in Tennessee. So ball security was a major thing for him.
For sure. I gotta go Dwight Phillips. That's my breakout player. I'm gonna go there. And listen, do not sleep on Chauncey Bowens. I was thinking about using Chauncey Bowens. He has looked really, really good. Really good. Keon, receiver award. Who are you giving your receiver award to? I think I know your answer.
Zachariah Branch.
There you go. I'm gonna give my. I think it's fair to do that. I want to emphasize something though. I'm going to give mine to Colby Young, and I'll tell you why. One, blocking. 2, I think for him, the blocker was there. 2, the Austin Peay game, he made some plays, and the effort was there too. I know Zachariah's speed and everything, and he's hit the home run shots off the screen game. But I want to give him a shout out simply because it's doing the dirty work, right? You go out there, you put him and Dylan Bell out there. They block, they open up screens, right? The screen, boom, Zachariah Branch capitalizes and hits a home run off of it. It's doing the dirty work that goes unnoticed, but not here for me. So give me Colby Young, and he brings you an extra receiver that you didn't have last season because he wasn't available last season. So his presence gives me that. All right, that's where I'm at with that. Tight end award. Who are you giving your tight end award to?
Oscar Delp. I mean, that perimeter blocking, attempting to jump over somebody and kicking them in the chest. That's just the type of physicality that we need here in Georgia. Honestly.
Yeah.
If you can't run
give my
over them, run through them. If you can't jump over them, jump into them.
Yeah, I wish in that scene, I'm kind of being critical here, but I do think that I would have loved to see him just run through the guy. But hey, it was dramatic.
I'll take a drop kick. Yeah,
fair, I guess. I'm gonna give mine to Oscar Delp as well. I think he's solidified himself as an elite tight end blocker. Lawson Lucky, don't listen. No slouch to you, sir. I've seen you progress through as well. I just think that. We haven't utilized the tight ends in the receiving game as much as we were expecting, but the blocking on the end of line and the perimeter blocking, I'm just saying it's insane. It was way better than I was expecting from a blocking standpoint. Dogman says, love that this young team got the win against Tennessee. They've seen it all and now they're ready to run the table. You got a long season ahead of you, but it's a good start for sure. Keon, we bring it to the offensive line. Who are you giving your offensive line award to?
For me,
yes,
Drew Bobo.
Drew Bobo.
Leading
Okay.
the charge.
I ain't mad at it. I'm going to go Monroe Freely. I think you needed left tackle play to be good, if not better than good. I think you need to be great offensive line play, and it's been, I would say, right at great play. It could be better, but it could also be very worse. So I'm giving mine to Monroe Freely, and I feel like he's played the most consistent too throughout 3 games.
Okay.
Coach, I want to ask this: offensive coach of the season so far. Who are you giving yours to? You can go a multitude of ways here.
I'm gonna go.
Tricky. Do you want me to do mine first?
Yeah, do yours first.
I'm gonna go Coach Crawford.
Yeah.
I've got obviously another one too, but Coach Crawford has elevated this running back, and I think one being health, right? But the coaching there, I think you have the ability to rotate and be as diverse with the running backs. We have an extremely deep room, and they're all really talented. They provide different things for this team to be successful, right? Like I said earlier, you have the the bell cow if you need them, right? Nate Frazier. You've got the speed with Peanut. You've got the balance and the vision with Chauncey, right? And making guys miss an open space. And then if you need to use power, you go with none other than McCray so far. And if you need to pass or the pass protection, Cash Jones is there. He's your fail safe. So the diversity that we've built through this recruiting class and then also through the portal to get to where we are right now, and really the fact that the running game has been as successful as it has been, it's really opened this offense and taken this team to where we need them to be and where we want them to be. Right? They want to be there, and they're hitting that right now simply because the run game has been competent, it's been formidable, and actually it's been very dangerous for opposing teams. So I'm giving it to Coach Crawford. Who are you giving yours to?
I might have to go Coach Crawford as well. What he's been able to do with this room, as far as getting guys to not only work on their pad level, but even you're seeing a lot less happy feet in the pocket before they explode. You're seeing guys developing their own style of runner. But overall, I got to give it to Crawford. I do.
Listen, Coach Coley is my second on this, by the way. I wanted to give you a heads up on that. Coach Coley was my second because the transformation in this running game, in the passing game, it's noteworthy. Which, honestly, I'll go ahead and answer this for the comeback coach of the year. I'm going Coley. That receiving core has changed. We talked about what caused that earlier, but they're executing. They're blocking well on the perimeter. They're catching passes. Things that didn't work last season are working now, and it's because of the execution. And the offense from the receiving core just feels different, and it feels 180-degree different, right? It feels like you completely turned to 180. And so with that, I have to go my comeback coach is Coach Coley.
I definitely agree with that, especially with what you've been able to see out of the wide receiver room. So I'm with you there as well. I think we have a pretty similar outlook on this.
Yeah, for sure. Save the best for last. Offensive MVP through 3 games. Who is it, Keon?
This could be a player or a coach.
However you want to do it.
Offensive MVP is Mike Bobo. Hands down.
Ooh, I like it. I'm going to let you talk about this.
Hands down. I think from not only the play calling, but some of the schemes that you saw as well. You gotta understand that Georgia came out there with like 8 different new concepts that you haven't seen, right? Executed, right? You also got to go with the simple fact that when it came to that final play in regulation for us on offense, that play hasn't even been ran through. Uh, you haven't seen it be run through like in games at all. Like that was the first time they truly executed that in the game with London Humphrey. So, you got to give a lot of credit where credit's due. Like I keep saying, there's too many Georgia fans that hate on Mike Bobo, but here's the real truth about it. And yet again, shout outs to Brooks Austin, because watching him, he even brought this, to my attention through even doing an episode as well. Mike Bobo is the second best OC we've ever had in school history. Second, only behind Todd Monken, who's at the Baltimore Ravens right now. The guy who made Lamar, who got Lamar the second MVP that he had. Yeah, him. That's it.
Yeah,
that's the only person that's had.
I think people get a bad rap because they want to compare him to Monken, and it's just it's different. Like there's levels to it, but nonetheless, I mean, it's funny how the coaching play calling has changed, but not enough to like some of the things that we did last season we're doing now, but we're executing and people are happy, right? People are happy when things are working right. It's a miracle what happens when you catch the fucking football, but neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Keon, I got to do it. My offensive MVP is Gunnar Stockton, and all I needed to see was Tennessee to give me that.
That's a fact.
Georgia has their leader. You could honestly say team leader for all I care.
Right.
That performance against Tennessee solidified it for me. That's all I needed to see. He is the leader. He's your quarterback. And I think what we're seeing past Tennessee was something that this team had known since last season. They fight for him. And, we sat here on the last episode of the pod, and we sat there and we talked about his performance against Tennessee and some of those plays where, hey, he stood in a pocket despite some pass rush in his face, stood there, took a shot, and delivered a strike at the same time. And, sitting there looking at that, like, I hope they did. I hope they sat there and they showed those clips and, like, that's your guy. That's your leader. Because he earned that shit against Tennessee.
He did.
And to me, that it sealed the deal, Tennessee. But I want to address the Austin Peay game where people were really pissed off and they were concerned. And I'm going to bring it up again. He was playing winning football. It ain't always about what us as fans want to see. It's about winning football games.
I think the biggest thing to take away from that is, like, if you go back, they ran a lot of like 3 high. So, when you run that, your whole reason of why a team would run 3 high safety is to really keep everything in front of them and limit the big play action or the big play from play action. We knew coming in that once Georgia got into conference play, there wasn't going to see much of that. So, of course, you're opening yourself up for big plays to be made, as you were able to see from watching the Georgia-Tennessee game first play, 50-plus yard shot. So,
for sure. So it's just one of those things, man. It's just as a young starter, right? Those were his first couple starts, right? You had obviously Notre Dame, but you want your quarterback making smart decisions. I'm looking at you, DJ Lagway. Why'd you throw 5 picks against LSU? I know LSU got a good defense, but why throw 5 picks? You're making bad decisions, right? We could be worse off by having a quarterback making bad decisions, right? Well, a young quarterback making bad decisions, right? But right now he's not. He's playing to win the game, but he's making the right decisions.
Absolutely.
And that will take you extremely far. Just making the right decisions. Listen, it doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have to be 80-yard bombs every fucking time.
Right.
This game is a complementary game. Offense helps your defense. Defense will help your offense. So sometimes plan to get to the sticks, right? Get a first down. Maybe what if you sacrifice a bomb? Right? You could have got the touchdown, but if at the same time, looking at the circumstances, what are the circumstances? Right? That shit matters. If you're in a situation where you're up by 7 and you're trying to run some clock out, why take the shot? If you can get and kill some clock, right? Playing smart. Now, am I advocating for us to play super conservative? No, not 100%. Not at all. I'd like to see those shots. I think that's a sign of confidence, right? I think we both could agree on that. But I'm never gonna bash a quarterback for making decisions and playing it conservative at times, as long as we're not putting ourselves into negative situations. All these times against Austin Peay that people were worried about, hey man, he's got a shot here. Sure, he did. But when he checked it down, we were getting first downs or we were in second and short. We're not putting ourselves into 3rd and 10. We're not putting ourselves in 3rd and long, or 3rd and longer. And I hate to feel like I'm going on this long ass rant about it, but be appreciative of the fact that he's being careful with the football. He hasn't turned it over a lot so far through 3 games. He's growing as a quarterback. He's obviously growing as a leader too. He's made some extremely crucial plays in those moments. And now we've got the rest of the season ahead after this bye week, right? Sure, you sit there to live that 4th and 6 up. I understand. Now you get to welcome Bama to Athens. You get to bring Texas to Athens too, to end toward the end of the season. Hey, that get back game, you didn't play in it. Ole Miss beat the shit out of us last season. They're coming to town too during the season. Hey, Gunner, you like Auburn? Me neither. Go beat them in their home too. Make these moments. Build off of it. You're playing winning football. I would much rather Keon, I would much rather see Georgia at 11-1, 12-0 and playing not to turn the ball over, right? Because we're trying to be too cocky with deep shots and be too explosive. If I'm 11-1, 12-0, playing the way Gunners played through 3 games, how the deep shots be damned. Buddy, we're 11-1, 12-0. Fuck that. We going to the playoffs. I'm here. Just what Kirby's doing. Win fucking football games. And Gunner's doing that. So, yes. Rant ended. Give me Gunner. Keon. Sir, we've analyzed this offense through 3 games. It is time to turn our attention to the national scope. And what better way to do that to start off the season with that, what's it called, Keon? 3 and out. Let's start with 3 and out. Keon, we are here, sir. It is time to do 3 and out.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, we've still struggled, Keon. We haven't hit the parlay yet. We got extremely close. So
yeah, not gonna lie. Oregon messed me up for the first time. Outside of that, I hit on my 3 and eyes.
But hold on, I got a bone to pick with you, sir. Because last time we did this 3 and out, you ridiculed the shit out of me for taking State and the points. Just so happens, listen, they had us in the first half, not gonna lie.
They did.
But then shit changed. It sure did.
So it sure did.
But I'm not gonna hold it too much on you. Listen, we've got to catch up. We got some money to win for Bulldogs battling breast cancer, Keon. We got to get it right.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get fucking right. Since it's just us two, we've got my pick, your pick, and then collective pick. All right. Listen, to the viewers, to the listeners, if you want to have a say in this parlay, we need your input. Let us know on social media that you want input on this, and we'll listen to you. We'll listen to you, but we
Let's
need your
go
input on
ahead
that.
and
Let's
let's
do
go
it.
ahead and cook
With that,
up.
Keon, I'm gonna let you let this first leg up. What are you looking at? What game are you looking at?
So on the first leg of the Paralizzle, we are going to take OU over Auburn. Uh, we're going to take the points as well. I believe it's sitting at what, 6.5?
6.5 point spread. Oklahoma at home. Keon's got that situated there. Keon, what makes you think the parlay? What makes you want that spread right there?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I just think with what John Mateer has been able to do with that Oklahoma offense, making it more explosive, I do think he is a Heisman candidate along with one of the best quarterbacks right here, right now, coming out of the SEC. Do think with that Brett Venables defense, think it will be a game plan for them to go out there and create problems early for Auburn and also put Jackson Arnold in a situation to where he has to drop back and throw it. Do we think it's going to be successful? Do we see or have we seen him throw it all around the field so far? No, we haven't. But I do believe that Brent Venables' defense, along with what Moneyline Mateer can bring on offense, I do believe it puts Oklahoma ahead. I got him winning by at least 7.
So you've got to win them by a touchdown. Listen, I think Mateer's playing really good. And I just look at it this way. Hugh Freeze as an offense, that RPO system against a good defense, they're turnover prone. And so I think there's a situation in which Auburn will turn the ball over, if not once, maybe more than once. Brent Venables has a really good defense, and he's very good at disguising said defensive schemes as well. So at home, listen, they just got done playing Michigan. That was a huge statement win for their season so far. I think I like your pick there, man. I think the 6.5 might be pushing it with this game, but I think at the end of the day, there could be a situation where they do win by more than 6.5. So I agree with you on that one. Ken, I'm looking around the scope of, I'm looking around the scope of the college football world this week. And there's a show that I like to listen to. It's called Bussin' with the Boys. Taylor and the gang there, Taylor Lewan, right? Will Compton. I'm going Michigan, Nebraska is my game. And I'm looking at this. Michigan ranked 21 finally, and they're heading to Nebraska. Dylan Raiola playing good football, right? I think this is going to be a really good Big Ten matchup, especially early in the season. It's probably the best Big Ten matchup they've had in conference play to this point. They've also got Indiana, Illinois, which is an interesting game. But when I look at this, man, I think Bryce Underwood is the real deal. I know he lost the game, or they lost on the road in Norman, week 2. But I'm not going to hold that against him and think that he couldn't go on the road and win another game. But I think the X factor here is Justice Haynes. Justice Haynes has had a resurgence in his career since he made the transfer from Bama to Michigan. And the spread here is -2.5. Michigan is -2.5. So I'm going to roll with Taylor Lewan here, and I'm going to go Michigan with the points. I think Michigan is, on the road. I think they're easily favorable to win by a touchdown there. So I've got Michigan and the points at 2.5, -2.5. Keon, collectively, for our final pick here, I think we have to do this game simply because of the implications that can come with it. Do you want to do the honors of which game we've collectively discussed as the third leg for this?
Give me the U over Florida. And we're taking the points, baby.
Miami hosting Florida. In Miami, obviously, -7.5. You're looking at a -105 odds for that. Keon, I think we both agree. Miami defensively is too much for Florida for that offense, in my opinion. I think they can stop the run if they decide to hand the ball off to Jaden Ball anymore. I think they have good defense. I think they have good defense to the point where DJ Lagway is going to have to throw the ball to win, and I just don't trust DJ Lagway in that offense right now. So I think collectively we agree the -7.5 there. I feel confident with that. I would imagine so. So what we've got here for our 3-leg Keon for this, Keon takes Oklahoma and the points at -6.5. That's -110 odds. I've got Michigan -2.5 at Nebraska. That's -112 odds. And Miami -7.5 collectively. That's -105 odds. Keon, we've got a $5 bonus bet that we're going to pop in here. All right. So let me wait a minute. See what I can do here. So we'll do that. So it gives me 5. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our 10, but we're going to use that bonus bet. So we'll do this as well. So we'll put the 15 there. So that's our 10 that we put in, and then the $5 bonus bet on top of that. So that 15, Keon, with the bonus bet, we have the potential to win $90.83 based off of that. So with that being said, Oklahoma -6.5 at hosting Auburn, Michigan -2.5 at Nebraska, Miami -7.5 spread against Florida. We are placing that, and it has been placed. And Keon, how are you feeling about that one? I feel like that one should. I feel like this is the get back week for us. I really.
Oh, for sure. I think we hit on all those. And yet again, keep in mind it's all for Bulldogs against breast cancer.
Yeah.
So
keep in mind Bulldogs battling breast cancer. So listen, we got to put up or shut up, and we got to get right. So I think this is the week we do it, Keon.
Absolutely.
But, so like I said, you saw the parlay. It's time for 3 and out. That is a wrap. Keon, I feel pretty good about that. But now we transition to the game day picks of the week. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right, Keon, as you know it, 10 games. All right, Georgia's on a bye week. 10 games.
Line them up.
Line them up. That's a fact. First game on the slate, Big 12 matchup, Texas Tech going to Utah.
This is the Utah Utes.
I think this game has the makings for a very good shootout. I think it could be arguably one of the better games of this week. The panel has spoken, though. And with that being said, Keon is a stray dog right now going Texas Tech, Brigade, and myself.
Wreckham Tech.
Utah. Listen, I'll tell you why I chose Utah. They are explosive offensively. And Kyle Whittingham as as a coach, I trust that. And now listen, I'm not taking away from the fact that Texas Tech, they're a good squad too. I just worry about, Texas Tech, and you have to go up against Whittingham at home, and he has an extremely good record at home. Pair that with the offensive explosiveness that they can provide, makes for an interesting matchup, Keon. Just saying.
Don't care. Give me the Red Raiders. Let's do it.
Nah, you just like tortillas. That's all it is.
Yeah, I do.
That's what that is.
Tortillas.
I do like too. Tortillas. Good burrito. Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. Yeah. Next matchup, South Carolina, Missouri, SEC matchup here. Listen, South Carolina gets absolutely embarrassed with a Lenore Sellerless South Carolina squad gets just trounced at home by Vanderbilt. Traveling to Como, it's the battle for Columbia. If you really if you want to look at it that way. With that being said, Lenore is questionable on the initial injury report here, so this is worth monitoring. But as it stands right now, the panel has spoken. I don't think there's a question. It's a clean sweep right now for Missouri with Bo Pribula playing the way he's playing at quarterback, and their defense is swarming too. If Lenore Sellers doesn't play and they play Aaron Noland or Luke Doty, I think it's going to be a long fucking day for South Carolina. Real long day. Keon, we traveled next. We travel to your Lone Star State, your state of residence here, with an in-state battle. SMU TCU,
I might
the
end up
Mustangs
going to this
and the
game.
Horned Frogs. You said what?
I might end up going to this game. That's probably about a good 45 minutes away. It's gonna be a good matchup. I am excited.
I think so too. I think it'll be another good matchup. Just because Georgia's not playing, folks, for the Georgia fans, there's some good games this week, and I think this might be one of them. But with that being said, the Brigade takes TCU. Keon,
Give
and you
me
both.
Jeremiah, baby. Jeremiah was a Horned Frog, baby. Woo!
Hey, I'm just saying that I genuinely think that TCU. I love what I love what they do. SMU was a good story last season. I just don't know if I trust them enough against this TCU squad. But that's just me. We move out west, Keon. We move out west to the state of Washington. Oop. Sorry. We move to the state of Washington. Washington versus Washington State.
Wazoo.
Keon, give us Washington in a clean sweep.
Yep,
clean
give me
sweep.
Them Huskies.
Washington.
Give me them Huskies.
Yeah, give me those great value Go Dogs. All right.
No, they can't get that, but they are Huskies.
Oh, they try. That's what I'm saying. That's why they're the great value version. But no, we got you winning this one with Washington. Them Husky fans, I'm curious if they find this. They gonna hate us, but whatever.
Hey, we picked them to win. So.
Yeah, we stay within the Big Ten here. From Washington, we move back to Nebraska, where Michigan comes to town. Michigan versus Nebraska. Right, we made that on the 3-and-out earlier, but let's see what happens when it comes down to the picks. The Brigade going with Nebraska at home. Keon, me and you are riding here with Michigan. Again, I said this this is my leg here for the parlay. Listen, I think Justice Haynes could really be an X factor in this game. I really do. But I think Bryce Underwood needs it. I think Bryce Underwood needs this matchup. I think he needs this win. Now, give me Michigan.
I'm gonna tell you this. If Terrence Crawford is at this game with his Nebraska mouthpiece in, I will be a little scared.
Why is that?
Give me Michigan. Give me Michigan.
All right, we go from Nebraska, we move down to Clemson, South Carolina, with Syracuse coming in to play Clemson. And honestly, listen, it's very interesting because we all heard Dabo crash out in the presser.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that real quick?
I don't think he crashed out.
I don't think he crashed out. I think what he did was he came in and set the record straight. Hey, guys, are y'all tired of winning? Because I done won this conference 8 out of the last 10 years. We done been to the playoffs 7 out of the last 10 years. And I done played for 4 national championships, 1, 2. I mean, are you tired of it? Because if you're tired of it, just let me know. I'm 55 years old. I'm a grown man. Okay.
See, I look at it that way too. I mean, I think you have to look at it this way. So he just kind of, I don't necessarily holding him hostage, but just proving the fact that there's not many people out there with the accolades that he's got, right? You look out you look at the scope of college football. There's only right now 3 head coaches with multiple national championships active. He's one of them. You've got Kirby and you've got Ryan Day. So
Ryan Day only has 1.
Oh shit, that's right. For some reason, my bad. That was Urban. Sorry. So yeah, so it's really just Kirby.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought Ryan Day was there, but no, yeah. So now you're really looking at just Kirby and Dabo. So yeah.
So when he had that conversation, that wasn't just to the fans, that's to the masses. Hey, wait a second. There's only one guy doing better than me
From an
in the
accolades
country.
perspective. Yeah.
Don't nobody else got what he got besides
Well, I mean,
Kirby.
honestly, though, hold on. If you look at accolades, though, I think he's got more.
He probably does.
From a conference champion perspective, playoff appearances, I think so.
He does.
If you're looking at pure accolades, I think the better program right now is Georgia, but accolades, man. But you know what, though? It's going to be interesting to see how that balance goes, though, because it's a what have you done for me compared to what are you doing for me now? So neither here nor there. But yes, the panel has spoken. Keon, you were the stray dog here, going Syracuse and Fran Brown. I've got Clemson. The Brigade has Clemson. So we'll see what happens there. More orange. Next,
before we move anywhere, look here, America. There's one thing you're gonna do, and that is respect my orange. Okay, all right. The Syracuse orange is gonna come in. It's gonna be juice all over a white shirt. Real bad scene. Finna look nasty. Okay, let's do it. I'm rolling with you, Fran Brown. I'm with you, buddy.
We move to this next matchup, Big Ten matchup. You've got Illinois versus Indiana. And if you would have told me this game was a ranked matchup 2 years ago, I'd have laughed at you. But here we are. Illinois is ranked 9 in the country. Indiana 19. Keon, I know it's a sleeper, sounds like to you, but those Big Ten fans, they play non-conference games, so it matters. With that being said, the panel has spoken. Keon stray dogging it again. Got Illinois. You in this orange, man. You love this orange.
Listen,
I've got Indiana.
I'm gonna tell you this, Brett Bielema. I hear your cries. Also, Josh McCray scored. Also, Josh McCray won us a game
twice. Scored twice.
Let's see if the next running back is good. I think he is. I think
might come to Georgia next time too. You never know. Keon, we're doing it for our friend. We're this next matchup. We're doing this for our friends out in the West Coast. The Civil War, Oregon State, Oregon. Early in the season. Keon, I'm going to talk to our friend Grimmer for a second. Don't hate me, but I'm trying to get ahead. All right.
Okay.
I'm trying to get ahead.
Wait. Before we show it, right? Oregon is going to unveil a new jersey for this, and I can't wait. This is Oregon State.
If it has puddles with a musket, I'm going to laugh.
Dude.
I don't think it will.
You know, I think at a certain point, also, his name is no longer Puddles. It's the Duck. So if they have,
I'm sorry, it's Puddles to me.
What they have to do at this point, I need to see the Duck on the jersey holding up a middle finger. Like it's about that.
Like
time.
Stone Cold on the top rope or the middle rope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By the way, hey, that Oregon squad, cost us money for Bulldogs battling breast cancer last week. So might have it out for him here. Don't hate us, but here's what we decided.
Clean sweep.
I lied. Clean sweep. Come on. Did you think I was going to go against Oregon? Fuck no. Love
you, Dan.
No.
Love you, Danimal.
Yep. Hey, beat the shit out of them. Keon, here we go. Auburn, Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma. Gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah.
We know where your allegiance lies in this one, from the 3 and out earlier. But let's see where myself and the Brigade got all of us going Oklahoma. Listen, sorry, I'll take a loss in these picks because I'm not picking Auburn. Just won't fucking do it.
Nope.
Just won't do it. Just won't do it. Give me Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Gotta roll with both. Gotta roll with both guys, man. They're both good quarterbacks. But in all honesty, give me Moneyline Mateer, baby. Moneyline Mateer.
Got a ring to it. There you go. Yeah, sorry, I'm not picking Auburn ever. Sorry, Juan.
No,
but
not either.
Not gonna do it. Just not gonna do it. They should free Ashton. He should be starting, but whatever. Right. They believe in Jackson. Neither here nor there, though. We moved to the game of the week, Keon, and I say that because game day's there, right? But Florida goes down to Miami, and we talked about this in the 3 and Out segment. But my God, this has to make it. I'm just going to do this. Let me share the results. I think you're kind of aware what's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more to talk about this. Keon, I got to ask you this question. Is this the game Billy Napier gets fired? Or
if they lose, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
I'm going to assume that the logic is he plays it close enough for them to keep his job.
No. I think Miami gets about ankle deep in a Florida Gator ass. Okay. I just don't think they fire him. Not this game.
It's got to be the buyout. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to differ with you. I think this is the game. You can't with the hype that they had going into this offseason, and we both heard this. We both heard this on social media. We heard nonstop shit talk about how Florida was going to be doing this and doing that. So my expectation is this fan base is more than pissed off. If you just put up a dud of an offensive performance, keep in mind, they limited LSU to 10 first downs the entire game and still lost by 10 points because your offense gave up a pick 6. Defense is not the problem here for Florida. It is that offense. Keon, who's their offensive coordinator?
Billy Napier.
Exactly. So the one thing that's causing you the problems, you're also heading up. You're heading up the head coach, and you're doing the OC job. Offense is the problem, and your coaching decisions are the problem. Buddy, go down to Miami and get ankle deep put in your ass. You might get tarmac like Lane Kiffin. Listen, I don't think it's early, and I think it's more than the right time. Keep in mind, Keon, if anybody hasn't heard about this, UCLA and VTech are looking for head coaches right now because they fired people this past Sunday. They fired Brent Pry and Deshaun Foster Sunday through after week 3. I know the buyout is what it is. I know it's a good amount, but something's got to change. And if you go down and Miami just crucifies you and cooks your ass, I think these fans are going to be in a fucking revolt, Keon. Something's got to give. Because right now you are wasting DJ Lagway. He is not looking good in that offense. That offense is not doing anything. And you were wasting a maybe arguable top 5 defense in the SEC. They got a good defense. And that's saying something because I don't care for the Gators, but they got a good defense. But you are absolutely wasting that right now. And it starts with the head man up top. You can't sit there and tell me that Austin Armstrong is a problem. The defense kept you in the game against LSU. The offense is non-existent. You're the offensive coordinator. So the head coach, there's no scapegoat for you. It would not make logical sense to let go of Austin Armstrong because all the defense. when the offense is the problem. So, yes, Keon, my answer is yes. Miami does enough to them to fire Billy Napier this week. I'm calling my shot. If they don't, good, because we are going to crucify them worse than Miami would. So there's that. Keon, that's all we got for our game day picks here. Let's catch you on the flip side of this one, and we'll get back and we'll wrap this show up. So stick around. All right, folks, that's all we've got for this episode. Keon, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Hell of a showing. More time for growing. Heal up, get right, and get ready for Alabama.
Hey, sit back this Saturday and hate watch if you want. It's welcome because there's some good football. So, feel free to hate watch if you like. But that's all we've got for this episode, right? We broke down the offense. We did our 3 and out. We've done the game day picks. We've done everything we can to prepare you for this Saturday. However, go to dgdpod.com/bark. Get yourself some bark performance. So make sure when you're sitting there and you're drinking them potent potables, you can also stay hydrated. Or if you work out, it's great there too. But go to dgdpod.com/bark, support Bark Performance because they support us. With that being said, that's all we've got. We will see y'all back on Monday. Have a great good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you watch this or listen to this. Like, follow, subscribe, rate, review, and we will catch y'all next time. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.